Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Life and Suffering of Sir Brante. So in the previous episode we have started the life of Sir Brante. We went through the first 3 years, we're still in the year 1121, and now it's time for the next part of chapter 1 called Glorious Rhymes. Mother mostly stays in her chambers now. With each passing day, she grows heavier and her features get rounder. It gets difficult for her to walk, but she still smiles all the time. That's right, we're expecting a sibling. One day she takes your hands and puts them on her big belly, and you feel a movement deep inside her. You will have another brother or sister soon. Gloria takes you on walks to the yard now. You explore the yard together under the evening light of the pillar, and she sings you songs and tells you amazing stories. Gloria: Hey Rudolf, do you want to hear a rhyme? I wrote it myself. There's even a bit about you, but don't tell anyone, okay? Writing poems and songs is only for nobles. If Mom hears about it, I'll get flogged. Remember how you get flogged for hitting Stefan? Our judge is my second father. In the past, I had another. Mother says the twins are great, says we should not fight our fate. Brother loves to jump around. Please don't fall down on the ground. See, I've wrote a little rhyme. Please don't tell them, it is mine. But today your sister is nowhere to be seen. She promised to take you to the old pond and show you the red frogs that live there, but then she vanished. The servants join you in your search. Even Mother leaves her chambers when she hears the commotion. Finally you find Gloria in the far corner of the garden. She's holding a quill and sheets of paper covered in poetry. Mother becomes angry the moment she sees it. She looks through the poetry and her face grows dark with rage. Gloria is standing before her, wringing her hands and looking for an opportunity to run, but there seems to be no escape. Lydia Brante: What is this nonsense, Gloria? We talked about this. You were told to take care of your little brother. You're absolutely not allowed to entertain yourself with this writing. Geez, this is brutal. Gloria: I can decide that for myself, Mom. Lydia: No, you cannot. It has already been decided by the gods. Damn, this doctrine is really ingrained. Gloria: And he's not a little brother anymore. He doesn't need a nanny, and I need some time alone to think for myself. I'm not hurting anyone. Lydia: You are a commoner and a future wife. It's time you learned how to properly care for children. Had your disgraceful former father kept me in his house, you could have been born a noble, but that is not our fate, and you are absolutely forbidden from ever spoiling paper and wasting ink again. Mother grabs Gloria firmly by the hand and takes you both into the house. The scribbled sheets fly into the fireplace. Gloria sobs violently. You are a bystander to the scene, unsure of how to act. Complain about your sister. You complain to Mother about how Gloria often leaves you alone. Offer to write rhymes with her. When nobody can hear you, you offer to write poems with Gloria. Comfort your sister. You comfort Gloria and say that Mother is wrong. Or leave the room. You retreat to your room without saying a word. Huh. Well, it said that we liked Gloria and that we liked her poems, right? She promised to take me to the pond. You explore the yard together. Gloria takes you on the yard. I guess it doesn't say that. Maybe I made it up, but I liked her poem, so I think that I would offer to write rhymes with her. Mother leaves. The last of your sister's poetry burns away in the fireplace. You hug your sister and whisper to her. Let's go to the library, you say. The two of you can hide under the table and write something together. Gloria shakes her head violently. Mother said no, and there is no way she would ever defy her. You reassure her that it will be your secret. You pull Gloria to the library. She fights you, but you refuse to relent. You carefully peek inside. Your sister takes a small book from the shelves and you read it together under the table. It's a book of poetry about eternal love. Gloria clearly adores it. You decide to write a poem of your own. She recites a line in an ecstatic voice, and you repeat it after her and offer a rhyme of your own. She nods happily. You do this until the day ends. You have written a poem of your own and learned it by heart, but not a single line of it has been committed to paper, which means that you stayed true to your mother's rule. Okay, that gives us additional point in perception. Now we have 3. That was actually a smart choice. A year has passed, we are now 4. Year 1122, winter, the coming sacrament. Mother is in an armchair knitting woolen jackets, pants and socks for the little one. The baby will need to be kept warm, she says. Father spends less time at home now. Mother says he's very busy with an important job. He is a judge, after all. One day you decide to ask Mother about Stefan and Gloria. How come they're brother and sister to you, but not siblings to each other? Lydia. Well, my dear, I didn't give birth to Stefan, you see. He's the son of another mother, and Gloria is the daughter of another father. Come now, don't knit your brow like that. You'll understand when you're older. How is that even possible? You are all family, are you not? Several days later, Mother calls Stefan and Gloria to the sitting room. You sneak in after them. At first, Mother gets angry and asks you to leave, but then she relents. You are told to sit still, be quiet, and remember every word you hear. Lydia. When you enter the temple, bow to the twins, first to the elder on the right, and then to the younger on the left. Stefan, you're a noble man to be, so walk along the side paved with marble, where the benches are. Gloria, you walk along the sharp side. When you're there, you must get down on your knees, each on your own side. Stefan, kiss the sword. Gloria, my daughter, they will strike you with the lash. Don't be afraid of it. Resign yourself to the suffering it brings. It is the blessing of your law. Holy crap. Gloria doesn't like the idea of the lash. I can't blame her. There's a tense feeling in your chest as well. You were told to remember this. Will the lash strike you too one day? On the next day, they take your brother and sister to the temple. You run towards them when they finally come back. The back of Gloria's dress is soaked with blood. She's hunched a bit, sobbing quietly. Stefan is putting on airs, acting prouder than ever. Nothing else looks different about them. It's like all is the same. And yet, everything has changed. Each of them has accepted their lot. Yep, relations with Stefan down to 0. Unity -1, so now we have disagreements in the family. Brother and Sister Sacrament, year 1122. Your siblings, Stefan and Gloria, took their first sacrament at the temple. Their first? Okay. So there's gonna be more. The newborn's cry. You eye the little bundle in your father's arms with curiosity. Behind the many layers of swaddling clothes is your newborn baby brother. Mother is glowing and smiling with joy. Stefan and Gloria are also here, all excited. You promise yourself you're going to be the best big brother in the world. You've never hid him. Oh no. The two of you will play together, and tease Stefan together, and help Mother together, and go on so many adventures together. It feels so strange to be an older brother. Just the other day you were the youngest in the family, but everything is different now. Your parents name your little brother Nathan, and Mother spends day and night by his side. Ah yeah, he's here. Nice. And Nathan cries all the time, day and night. Mother barely gets any sleep. She is so worn out. She starts forgetting things. Like today, for instance, she forgot her knitting in the armchair in the sitting room. You'd better bring it back to her as soon as possible. You run to Mother's bedroom. You missed her smile so much. You walk in without saying hello and give her the knitting, but instead of gratitude, you get a nice cold, exhausted stare. Nathan is also there, screaming all the time. Lydia, go away, you're bothering me. She spits these words out through her teeth. You look at the bawling newborn. She can't even get a minute of respite. Enough already, when are you going to stop? I just want some peace and quiet. Oh, this is not gonna end well. Mother weeps across the room and starts shaking Nathan with malice in her eyes. His cries get even louder. She looks so tired from his never-ending screams. She seems to be within an inch of smashing him against the wall. Somebody has to do something. You are scared of your mother right now, but you fear for Nathan's life much more. Call Father for help. Redirect her anger to yourself. Snatch Nathan from Mother. You take Nathan from Mother and run away, or hug her. I don't think we would call Father... Well, on the other hand, would we call Father for help? No, I think we're gonna try to snatch him and run away. Protect him, he's over with the brother. You leap at your mother and demand she give you Nathan. She freezes when she hears the words. You snatch her with the brother out of her arms. She chokes with rage and falls on the bed screaming. You run away to the playroom. Your baby brother is heavy in your arms. He sniffles. You sway him gently like Mother did and quietly sing him a lullaby about the twins. Nathan calms down. Soon he closes his eyes. You put the newborn on your bed and swear on your life that no one will ever hurt him when you're around. You hear heavy footsteps in the hallway. Father enters the playroom. He looks at you, then at Nathan, somewhat confused. You did something bigger than you today, son. It is a noble deed to protect your family, but you should have come to me. Please understand, this was my duty, not yours. You saved your baby brother from harm. If you feel yourself ready to take the responsibility to protect others, then maybe you can walk the path of the noble when you're older. But for now, we should bring him back to your mother. Come with me. He picks Nathan up. Your brother is fast asleep, breathing quietly. The three of you return to Mother's bedroom. Father puts Nathan back in the crib. Mother is no longer screaming. She embraces you. Please forgive me. The twins know I was out of my mind. Please don't be angry with me. You hug Mother in response. So we got extra relations with Nathan, and he is grateful. Oh wow, that cost us 5 willpower. Okay. Nathan's birth. Year 1122. Your younger brother Nathan is born. Okay, now we are now 5 years old. Let's check what the family tree will say. Nathan is the youngest child in the family and our only full sibling. An odd child, he has been secretive and aloof since he was a little boy. He is inept, constantly ill and crying, always in need of care and protection. He started reading sacred texts at a very young age. Okay. That's an interesting family tree when you think about it. 1 child here, 1 child here, and 2 together. And we haven't met Gregor at all. I'm interested in seeing what that's gonna come on to. Toy soldiers. You wake up to Father's touch on your shoulder. He is finally back home after a long trip. Robert. Rudolf, today is your special day. The day when you begin your studies. Now teachers will be coming to our home and teach you, and you must do everything they say. Be diligent in your studies, and you will grow closer to the nobleman's lot. And since you must remember this day, a present is in order. Lydia, get our little schoolboy dressed. I'm taking him to the market district. Stefan wants to come with you too, but father shushes him. Shushes? That's a weird word. Shushes him sternly. This is your day. Your elder brother is hurt to hear this, but stays quiet. An open carriage takes the two of you through the dusty, noisy city street, a pleasant wind tussling your hair. Your city is called Anizot. That you already know. It is one of the largest cities in the entire empire. There is a big shadow on the street. It comes from the white foliage of an enormous tree that spreads its branches all above the city. Robert, my son, did you know that the silver tree grew from the blood of our God's own disciples? It has been growing here for hundreds of years, right in our city. It cannot be damaged or burned. Not even the clergy knows why. The carriage comes to a halt by a small shop next to a city square. You run there and freeze by the stalls in excitement. The shop is packed with dolls and figurines and toys. You've never seen so many at once before. Have you chosen your present yet? Father asks. You have. You want the Holy Order set, which includes several figurines of the Empire's greatest warriors of all time. You rattle off everything you know about the Holy Order. They were the ones who aided the Emperor's own forces in seizing the province of Magra and storming our city. That's how we joined the Empire. Father nods in approval. Very well. War isn't your lot for now, but maybe these toy soldiers will teach you to think like a general. We will lead them into battle and study military strategy. Go ahead, take your present. Having said this, Father turns away to examine the books. You run to the box of toy soldiers, delirious with excitement. But there is a fancy-dressed boy in your way. He is about to take your warriors for himself. He elbows you aside and reaches for the box. Anger overcomes you, and you push him from behind. Your opponent falls to the floor. The rich boy screams so loudly, everyone in the shop hears it. He hit me! He hit me! A tall tower of a man looms over you. This is the boy's father. But then you feel your own father's hands on your shoulders. Robert, what happened? You press against father, your mind more at ease now. He will protect you. Yes, you shoved the boy to the floor in front of everyone, but he tried to take your present from himself. Father turns you around to face him when he hears these words. Is this true, Rudolf? Did you strike the son of a nobleman? Deny your guilt. Tell him the truth. You tell father that you repaid the impudent boy in kind. Admit your guilt. You step between the adults and say that it was all your fault. I'll tell him the truth. It isn't fair to blame you without letting you speak too. You didn't want to shove that stupid boy. He was the one who shoved you first. But the angry nobleman, the boy's father, will not let you finish. Nobody cares a whit for your so-called truth, whether well-born. The law is the law, and your punishment is due. Your father nods in agreement to these words, no matter how sad they make him. They lead you and the nobleman's son out of the shop. You are told to bow to him and show humility. A bad feeling sends a shiver down your spine. With a satisfied grin on his face, the boy swings his arm and slaps you on the cheek. He strikes you again and again. Enough. He got what he deserved. We're leaving. Get out of our way. Your head is swimming from the heavy blows. You return to your senses back in your bed, with servants treating your face. Father stays by your side all day. Okay, we got extra determination. Active. The morning after you find a little box on your bed with the tin soldiers of the Holy Order inside. You paid dearly for your stubbornness. Dang. But we won in the end. That's the important part. Year 1124, summer, the family dinner. So we're 6 now. And our brother Stefan, no, not Stefan, I forget the name of the second brother, is 1. Today, father ordered the dinner table to be brought out into the yard. For the first time in months, he's home, outside of the confines of his always locked study. He spent the entire day playing with Nathan, or Nathan is the second brother, and you, discussing various matters with Stefan, now an adolescent and walking in the garden, and now at dinner under the open sky. Your entire family gathers together, with father at the head of the table, smiling. He asks each of you about your studies. Nathan climbs up on his knees and recites a counting rhyme in a funny, sing-song voice. Is he 2 then? And he can speak. Stefan mentions that his fencing teacher praised his accomplishments. He rises from the table together with father to show his skill in a practice duel. Next comes Gloria's turn. She stands on a chair and recites a lengthy prayer by heart. Mother showers your sister with praise. Father chuckles quietly, hiding a smile in his mustache. When your turn comes, you recite all the ranks in the Legion, from common soldier to high commander. Stefan listens to you with a skeptical look on his face. Night slowly falls, but the servants ensure that the yard is well illuminated. You don't feel cold in the dusk tonight. It feels good, yet so important. All of you are finally together, sitting at the same table. No fighting, just smiles. No arguing, just pleasant small talk. Then a servant approaches father with a letter in his hand. He reads it in the dim light, and each line gradually washes the smile of father's face until only a stone-cold mask remains. Mother looks at father with an unspoken question in her eyes. Robert, Gregor Brante is coming back to Anisot. He is the head of our family, my father. Grandfather's return, year 1124. Your grandfather Gregor Brante returned to the family home from the capital. The intrusion. Is there age here? Nope. So we can't tell how old they are. Okay. Ever since the news of grandfather's impending arrival, there has not been a single day when the house has not been cleaned or decorated. Your parents anxiously make sure everything is in order. They tell you to wash your face and hands after walks and scold you for leaving books on the floor. They tell Gloria she will be flogged if she is ever seen hiding in the attic. They make Stefan stay in his room. Even baby Nathan gets in trouble. Everyone is on edge. Then, one day, grandfather arrives. It is a grim day, so hot your neck is sticky with sweat. Father, mother, Stefan, Gloria, you and Nathan, the entire Brante family stands on the porch in front of the house. The house servants lined up behind you. The carriage arrives, and out steps a tall, gaunt old man with a heavy walking stick and a heavier gaze. You cringe instinctively. Robert, good health to you, father. Children, greet your grandfather as you have been taught. Gregor, still trying to look like a real nobleman, are you? You can't fool me, Robert. I was the first of the Brante family to be ennobled by the mantle, and I am the only one who remembers how to bear this burden properly. Robert, I live honorably by my lot. Gregor, your marriage to that low-born wench cut us off from ever becoming nobles of the sword. My progeny could be born bearing noble blood. My progeny could have been born bearing noble blood. Robert, father, I beg you, this is not the place. Grandfather eyes him with scorn and walks into the house, the entire family following close behind him. Well, there goes the unity. That is going to be bad. That is going to be bad. Gregor, I've been away far too long. The entire house is a mess. This is an insult. How can you live in such a pigsty, Robert? The servants have grown far too lazy, all thanks to your commoner of a wife. I warned you, did I not? And yet you did as you saw fit. And the children, what do they know of tradition or honor? Robert, they are being raised in a virtuous family, father. Gregor, and now you're speaking like a lowborn who's content to live in humility. Twins willing, now that I am here, this will not happen again. I am taking your oldest son to the capital. I see you cannot provide Stefan with a proper education, so I will correct your mistake. Your brother's fate has been decided just like that. Father does not object. He orders the servants to prepare Stefan for the journey. Stefan freezes in place, glancing at grandfather and father again and again. The latter puts a hand on his shoulder, reassuringly. Grandfather's lips are a tight line, white with contempt. The house is examined, room after room. Everything grandfather sees is showered with scorn. He scoffs at a crease on a blanket in Nathan's crib in mother's bedroom. He mocks Gloria's knitting in her room. The door to your room is next. Gregor. What is this? Robert? Tin soldiers in your younger son room. He was born a commoner. I won't have him daydreaming of battle. Grandfather seizes the box containing the tin warriors of the Holy Order. Your father stays silent. Anger and fear boils within you. This is your big present from the first day of your studies. It means so much to you. But what if he's right? What if you need to prove your right to command the toy soldiers first? Grandfather shakes his head in disapproval and shoves the toy box into a roaring fireplace. If you wait too long, they will melt in the flames. Yeah, we don't have enough to rescue them or watch them, so we can either burst into tears or we strike grandfather. Damn, this seems like a horrible choice, but considering the character I'm building up here, I would just try to rescue them. But well, we're not going to stand there and burst into tears. Just try this. We're a child. Overwhelmed by helpless rage, you run to the grandfather and kick him in the left with all the strength you can muster. Yet he is immovable. The next thing you see is him leaning, towering over you menacingly with heavy walking stick in hand. Lowborn scum, how dare you raise a hand to me? The blow hits home. The handle of the walking stick is as heavy as a rock. You are dazed, robbed both of hearing and sight. Down comes another blow. A sharp pain splits your head, then darkness. Your hand twitches again. Your hand twitches against your will, then again and again, like it is trying to catch a flying butterfly, and then you fall into the primordial void. The void takes away a part of you, one of the lives you were given to live. It will never return. There is pain and desperation and a sense of loss. Nothing can be done now. First, death. You fall into a pain that embraces you like a soft feather bed. You feel light, free. There are no restraints, just a warm glow that envelops you in its secure embrace. The waves carry you. Their touch is soft. They delicately enshroud what was once your body. It is a feeling unlike anything you have ever experienced before. Something absolute and complete. You touch something greater, the reason behind everything, the reason for your very existence. You were sculpted from this light. It was the first thing you ever felt, a boundless and sincere unity of the diverse. Your beginning was a spark that cast this light in all directions, and now you are here again, one with the beginning of everything. The light gleaming from you resembles the light of the shining pillar. You still see it in the north as always. The waves of light carry you to two figures. The elder is nearest. He is ready to accept you. He is quiet, wise, kind, and pure. The younger waits further back. You do not know what he is yet. The waves pause at the elder's feet. He leans over you and plants a feather-light kiss on your forehead. The kiss spreads all over you. You are filled with unparalleled delight and bliss. You exist. You are unique. There is no one else like you. They know this and they love you. You will never be alone. You are part of them, a part of your family, a part of this universe. The twin gods will never leave you. They watch over you constantly. The elder softly touches you as you lie spread out amongst the waves, sending you further down the torrent of light. You float on to the top of the silver tree's spreading crown. The closer you get to the silver tree, the heavier you become. The waves draw you down along its trunk, but you do not wish to part with the warmth and the softness with the love. You turn around. The elder is still watching you. He nods. All is as it should be. Go. Your time has not yet come. You must return to the world now. As you tumble down towards your body, you comprehend the true meaning of your recent death and the divine love that has been revealed to you. Love exists not only in the hereafter, it is present in the entire design of the twins, and the twins that is the origin of all life in this world. What is the manifestation of this love in your mortal life? Empire. By creating the Empire, the twin gods cared for all living creatures. The Empire is the only thing that gives us a place in the world, in connection to others. It is an enormous family, made for people by the gods. Lot. The gods give you a clear mission in this world, thus gifting you your very being. This is a manifestation of their love for you and for all living things. Family. Love always lives in kindred blood. You share the miracle of life and the universe with your kin. Your family is what you are given upon being born and what you leave behind when you depart. Cause. The love of gods have for you is so great that they allow you to change the world they have created, to influence it with your deeds. Whatever your mission is, it is the proof of the twin gods' love for you. Yourself. What could be a stronger manifestation of love than your very existence? Your every emotion, every thought, every action exists by virtue of the love from which the twin gods created you. Remain silent. You do not find the answer you seek. Okay, I'm torn between family and cause, but I think we're gonna go with cause. A sudden comprehension of the love with which the entire world is imbued illuminates your mind, but then it fades away and vanishes. You regain the sensation of your flesh. It is heavy and unwieldy. It lacks that whiteness, that light. It is a burden. It is smothering you. You gasp for air. Your chest expands painfully. You feel as though your lungs are about to burst. The stagnant odor of the crypt fills them. Revolting, but so real. You are back. And on this note, I'm gonna end this episode. This is really something. This is really something. I would like to hear your comments because, wow, I have so many conflicting feelings. I will have to think about this. Oh hell, that's good. I'm happy I'm making this because this is a great story. I'm starting to understand why it got such high ratings and why so many people recommend it.